Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello students, and today we are going to study a numerical problem number 5, which is based on simple pole, multiple pole and repeated poles and their ROCs. Basically, in most of the questions we have seen the h of z or x of z, whatever function is given, but in that function the z is given in normal z or in inverse z. Now, in previous video we have studied a question which is having an inverse z, and we have solved the same numerical by carrying inverse z in whole throughout the equation or the solution. But if you want, then you can convert or replace it into a normal z. How? I'll show you. So we'll study a problem number 5 first. Now the question is a problem number 5. Obtain the inverse z transform of following function. The x of z is given 1 upon 1 minus 1.5 z inverse plus 0.5 z raised to minus 2. For we have to calculate inverse z transform, but when ROC is mod z is greater than 1 and when mod z is less than 0.5, which means we are going to find out inverse z transform of x of z, that is x of n, but for causal ROC, and for next one is for anti-causal or non-causal ROCs. But first of all, as I told you, here in question all the z's are present in inverse format, so we can write this equation in a normal z. How? I'll show you. So first of all, we'll go through the solution, then you can understand how to convert it into a normal z. Now the x of z is given, which is 1 upon 1 minus 1.5 z inverse plus 0.5 z raised to minus 2. So first of all, as I said, we'll write this whole equation in normal z. Now look at it. What is the lowest value present in whole part, that is a numerator as well as in denominator? Here in numerator, the order or the power of z is 0, but in denominator, the lowest order or power is z to the power minus 2, which means if I multiply numerator and denominator by z square, then automatically all the powers will be replaced by a positive. So first of all, we multiply numerator and denominator by z square. Z square into 1 is z square. Here also the same one. Now z square into z to the power minus 1. The orders, if the bases are same, then orders always get added. So 2 minus 1 is, answer is 1. So we have only z, and at the end z to the power minus 2, if I multiply it with z square, then odd bases are same, then odd powers get added. So minus 2 plus 2 becomes 0, and anything raised to 0 is always 1. So we have only 0.5. Now next step is we'll find out the factors. Now how to find out the factors? The last one is always product of two digits, and the middle one is always a addition of two similar digits. If we can say here 0.5 is multiplied 1, then you will get 0.5. But similarly 0.5 is added with 1, then of course you will get 1.5. But here the sign is minus, which means 0.5 and half, or you can say 0.5 and 1, both are having a minus sign, because minus of minus will give us plus, but if we add minus value, then answer is always a minus, which means we have z minus 1 and z minus 0.5 are the two factors. Now the much more important, as I told you earlier in inverse z transform also, always try to hide one z in the left side of denominator. So here we have a z square, so I can take or I can shift it one z on the left hand side. So we have x of z by z, and on right hand side what you will get? Z upon z minus 1 and z minus 0.5. Now simply here we have a two poles, then of course we will use a two polynomials or variables. And this is nothing but our equation number 1. Now next step, we just do one thing, just shift the z minus 1 and z minus 0.5 on right hand side, so that z minus 1 z minus will get cancelled, a will be multiplied with z minus 0.5. Similarly z minus 0.5 z minus 0.5 will get cancelled, b is multiplied with z minus 1, and on left hand side we will have only a z, and that will be our equation number 2. So this will be our equation number 2. Now next one is we have to find out the values of a. So what I will do, I'll substitute z value. First of all, if I replace z by 1, or if I substitute z equals to 1 in equation number 2, what you can see, this b value will get vanish, only you will get the value of a. So all this z will be replaced by 1. So this z is replaced by 1. This z is also replaced by 1. But look at here, if I replace this z by 1, so 1 minus 1 is 0, and 0 into b is 0. So I'm not going to write the value of b. I'll represent it by, or replace it by 0. Now next one, 1 minus 0.5 is again 0.5, or 0.5. I'll shift it on left hand side. So here we will get 1 by 0.5. Now basically 1 by 0.5 is nothing but 2. So our a value is 2. Similarly, we'll substitute z equals to 0.5 to get the value of b. Now look at here, all this z will be replaced by 0.5. You can say that 0.5 minus 0.5 gives us value 0. So a will be multiplied with 0. But in case of b, this z is replaced by 0.5. So 0.5 minus 1 is 0.5, but minus 0.5 you will get. Now look at here, if I shift this minus 0.5 on left hand side, then what you can say that 0.5 by minus 0.5, answer is, both the values will get cancelled, answer will be a minus 1. Now what is the next step? Just substitute the values of a and b in equation number 1. Now I have already substituted the value of a and b in equation number 1. Now the next step is we have to find out first of all inverse z transform, but that inverse z transform is totally depends on the given ROC. The first ROC was mod z is greater than 1, and the second ROC was mod z is less than 0.5. But first of all, I'll shift this z on right hand side. Now first of all, we'll calculate the ROC, or you can say we will calculate the inverse z transform based on the ROC, and the first ROC was mod z is greater than 1. Now here we have two poles. First one is z minus 1 and the another is z minus 0.5. If I equate with 0, then you will get the location of poles. So first pole value is location is 1, second pole value location is 0.5. Now we will draw two circles. The first circle having radius 0.5 and the another one is having radius 1. Now what is mentioned, the mod z is greater than 1, which means our ROC is available in the exterior part of a radius 1 circle, or you can say outside the unit circle, which means over here. So in the exterior part of unit circle, the ROC is available. Now if the ROC is available outside the unit circle, or you can say it is available on the right side of a rightmost pole, then all the poles will produce a causal ROC, which means we are going to replace all the inverse z transform unit step function by u of n. So now we will apply inverse z transform on equation number, let's see, this is the equation number 3. Now this x of z is replaced by x of n. This 2 is constant and z upon z minus 1 is simply unit step. Now here we have z upon z minus 0.5. So this is the value of a. So I'm going to write 0.5 raised to n, and then we have z upon z minus 1, and which is nothing but unit step only. So this is the inverse z transform of x of n when the ROC is mod z is greater than 1. Similarly, we'll calculate the ROC, or you can say the inverse z transform, and that will be based on a non-causal function or ROC, that is, which is mod z less than 0.5. Now the x of z was 2 into z upon z minus 1 and z upon z minus 0.5. We have to calculate the ROC, or you can say a non-causal ROC. Here we are going to find out inverse z transform of x of z, but for non-causal ROC. Non-causal ROC means here the mod z is available less than 0.5. That is, ROC is available inside the 0.5 radius circle, or you can say interior part of 0.5 radius circle. So here I'm going to draw the ROC. Now as the ROC is available on the left side of leftmost pole, then all the unit step inverse of unit step is replaced by minus u of minus n minus 1. Now I'll apply inverse z transform on equation number 3. This was our equation number 3. So first of all, x of z is replaced by x of n. Look at that, this 2 is constant and z upon z minus 1, it is unit step, but the ROC is non-causal. That's why we are going to replace it by minus u of minus n minus 1. Now we'll move on to next. Here the a value is 0.5, so I'll write 0.5 raised to n. So what else is remaining? Z upon z minus 1. But the inverse is the ROC is non-causal, so we'll write a minus u of minus n minus 1. But we already have a minus sign, so this minus sign is replaced by a plus. So this is all about the ROCs. So thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and subscribe to Ekeeda for further more videos. Thank you so much.